Our memory verse this month warns us, "Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour." We need to take spiritual warfare seriously because Satan is dangerous. He lies, accuses, steals, kills, and destroys. His goal is to be mightier than God, which means he is on a war path against everything that stands for and with God. Because of this, we are told to be alert and of sober mind. This means we don't joke about the devil, ignore him, or underestimate him. As Christians, we walk with the promise that we are on the winning side. God has the ultimate victory. Good will triumph over evil. But even as we walk confidently with this assurance, we must be alert and careful not to open ourselves up to Satan's schemes. One of the ways we open ourselves up to evil is by being involved in things that he uses to contradict worship of the one true God. We can see an example of this in the Old Testament. Let's read 2 Chronicles 33, verses 1 to 6. Manasseh was 12 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 55 years. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, following the detestable practices of the nations the Lord had driven out before the Israelites. He rebuilt the high places his father Hezekiah had demolished. He also erected altars to the Baals and made Asherah poles. He bowed down to all the starry hosts and worshiped them. He built altars in the temple of the Lord, of which the Lord had said, "My name will remain in Jerusalem forever." In both courts of the temple of the Lord, he built altars to all the starry hosts. He sacrificed his children in the fire in the valley of Ben Hinnom, practiced divination and witchcraft, sought omens, and consulted mediums and spiritists. He did much evil in the eyes of the Lord, arousing his anger. Manasseh's father was a godly king who got rid of idol worship in the nation. But Manasseh rebuilt all the altars to idols. Then he took idol worship even further. He worshiped the sun, moon, and planets. He participated in sorcery and witchcraft, and he even sacrificed his own children to false gods. We may think that we would never go so far as to sacrifice children, so we're fine. But the occult opens our spirit up to evil things. It may start by playing around with a Ouija board or tarot cards or wearing a healing crystal just in case. But these things are part of what God commands his people to stay away from. They may seem harmless, but they can be dangerous. Now, that doesn't mean a fortune teller game can really tell you your future or that you can get vengeance by sticking needles in a voodoo doll. Thinking these things are harmless fun is like thinking that you'll be fine standing in the middle of a busy highway. Danger will come. However, we should know that we don't have to flinch in fear at the presence and reality of spiritual warfare. Before Paul even tells believers about the true spiritual battle, he encourages us with these words. Let's read Ephesians 6, verses 10 and 11. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. We will learn more about the armor God tells us to put on in another lesson. Even though the devil is scheming against God and those who love him, we have something better. God's mighty power. We have the Holy Spirit in us. 1 John assures us that the Holy Spirit in us is greater than the devil who prowls around the world. With this power, James tells us we can resist the devil and he will flee. Let's recap how we approach spiritual warfare. First, We recognize that it is real. Satan and his demons are real, but so is our mighty God and his angel army. Second, be alert. Don't play around with things related to witchcraft or the occult. The enemy is prowling around. Third, put on God's armor. He equips us with what we need to stand firm. And fourth, know the Holy Spirit is in you. By his power, resist the enemy, and he will flee. Spiritual warfare is real, but so are the resources God gives us to stand on his winning side.